What if the fastest way to fall in love with a Porsche wasn't a 911? Picture this: 4 doors, room for your family, a trunk big enough for real life, and a twin-turbo V8 screaming behind you all the way to 188 miles an hour. Sounds impossible, right? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly why the 2027 Porsche Panamera GTS might be the most complete performance car money can buy. Welcome back to Auto Insight, the channel where we cut through the marketing noise and tell you what a car actually feels like to own and drive. If you're new here, consider hitting subscribe, because today we're diving deep into a car that refuses to pick a lane. Here's the thing about the Panamera GTS. It exists in a strange, wonderful gap. It's not the hybrid flagship chasing efficiency numbers. It's not a stripped-down track weapon either. This is the version Porsche builds for the person who still wants to feel something when they put their foot down. If you're a business owner who needs to show up looking serious, a parent who refuses to give up driving thrills just because there are car seats in the back, or simply someone who thinks 4-door sedans have gotten boring, this car was built with you in mind. It's the sweet spot in the entire Panamera lineup, and once you understand why, you'll never look at a luxury sedan the same way again. Let's start with how it looks, because photos genuinely don't do this car justice. Stand in front of it and the first thing you notice is how low and wide it sits. Like it's already leaning into a corner before the engine's even running. The GTS gets its own darkened treatment. Headlights, badges, exhaust tips all blacked out. And there's something almost menacing about it, like a tailored black suit that says more than any flashy color ever could. Walk around to the side and that roofline sweeps down in one continuous, uninterrupted line, blending sports car proportions into a body that somehow still seats 4 adults comfortably. Then there's the stance, those forged 21-inch wheels pushed right out to the corners, wrapped around wide performance tires, hint at what's coming before you've even opened the door. This isn't a car that shouts for attention. It's a car that earns it, one glance at a time. Now step inside, because this is where the GTS really starts making its case. Slide into the sports seats, and you immediately notice they're not just comfortable, they're built to hold you in place when this car starts working hard through a corner. Porsche wraps the cabin in race tex, a suede-like material that covers the roof, the armrests, even the steering wheel. And it does something clever. It makes a luxury interior feel like a piece of performance equipment. In front of you, a curved digital display flows into the central touchscreen. And here's what you'll actually appreciate on a daily basis. Porsche didn't throw away the physical buttons. You can adjust your climate control or change your drive mode without hunting through 3 menus while driving 70 miles an hour. That's a small thing that makes a massive difference when you're actually living with a car every day, not just admiring it in a showroom. Add in a Bose sound system that fills the cabin with genuine depth, wireless smartphone integration that just works, and a rear seat that adults can actually sit in without complaining. And you start to realize this thing works as a real car, not just a weekend toy. But let's be honest, you're not here for cup holders. You're here for what happens when you actually put your foot down. So let's talk about the heart of this machine. Under that long hood sits a 4-liter twin-turbocharged V8, tuned specifically for the GTS to deliver around 493 horsepower and 483 horsepower-feet of torque. Porsche quotes 0 to 60 in roughly 3.6 seconds, and a top speed that reaches 188 miles an hour. But numbers on a page don't tell you what this car actually feels like. So let me paint the picture. Put it in Sport Plus, find an open road and bury the throttle. The turbos spool almost instantly. The exhaust opens up into a deep, mechanical growl that doesn't sound synthesized or filtered. It sounds real. Because it is. This is one of the last Panameras built purely around engine character instead of hybrid horsepower, and you feel that philosophy in every single input. The adaptive air suspension drops the car 10mm lower specifically for this trim, and Porsche's active suspension management reads the road constantly, stiffening or softening in milliseconds. Then there's Porsche Torque Vectoring Plus, which actively sends power to whichever rear wheel needs it most. Meaning when you throw this 2-ton sedan into a tight corner, it rotates and grips like something half its size. This is not a car that isolates you from the road. It invites you into the conversation. As for everyday fuel economy, expect numbers in the high teens combined. This is a performance V8, not a hybrid, so don't expect it to sip fuel like one. You're trading some efficiency for an experience that a plug-in powertrain simply can't replicate. Now, performance means nothing if you don't feel protected while accessing it, and this is where Porsche's engineering depth really shows. Expect the GTS to carry forward a full suite of driver assistance technology, adaptive cruise control that manages highway traffic for you, lane keeping assistance, blind spot monitoring that watches what your mirrors can't, and a 360-degree camera system that turns tight parking situations into a non-event. Porsche's active safety systems are designed to work quietly in the background, stepping in only when they need to, never fighting you for control. Because official 2027 specifications haven't been fully confirmed at the time of this video, treat exact features as expected, carryover from the current generation rather than locked-in fact. But Porsche's track record here gives you every reason for confidence. So how does it stack up against the competition? The obvious rival is the Mercedes-AMG GT 63 S4-door, a car with more outright horsepower on paper, wrapped in a plusher, more isolated ride. But drive them back to back and the difference is obvious. The Mercedes wants to cushion you from the road, the Panamera wants you to feel every part of it. Then there's the BMW M5, now a hybrid powerhouse with genuinely staggering acceleration numbers. But it's heavier, and that weight shows up the moment you start asking for quick direction changes. The Panamera GTS doesn't try to outmuscle either of them. It wins with balance, with steering feedback, with a chassis that talks to you in a language the others have started to forget. Let's talk money, because this is a real consideration at this price point. The 2027 Panamera GTS starts around $169,000 before options. And trust us, the options list can climb quickly, so budget accordingly if you're planning to build one out. Maintenance on a Porsche V8 isn't cheap. Expect service costs noticeably higher than a mainstream luxury sedan, particularly once you're past the factory warranty window. The upside? Porsche resale values, especially on GTS trims, have historically held up better than most German competitors because enthusiasts specifically seek this trim out on the used market. Insurance will reflect the performance figures. So if you're financing, factor that into your monthly numbers before you fall in love with the spec sheet. Let's break down the honest pros and cons. On the plus side, that naturally engaging V8 character, a chassis that genuinely rewards a good driver, real usable practicality with 4 doors and a proper trunk, and styling that manages to look both understated and aggressive at once. On the downside, fuel economy that won't compete with the hybrid Panameras, a price tag that climbs fast once you start checking option boxes, and rear headroom that's good, not great, if you're regularly carrying taller passengers. So should you actually buy one? If you're cross-shopping purely on horsepower or straight-line speed, there are faster 4 doors out there. But if you want a car that makes every single drive feel like an event, the commute, the school run, the spontaneous backroad detour, the Panamera GTS earns its position as the driver's choice in the lineup. It's the version built for people who still care how a car feels, not just how fast it goes. And that's really the whole story here. In a world racing towards silent, efficient, hybrid everything, the Panamera GTS stands as a reminder that some cars are still built for the joy of driving itself. If this breakdown helped you understand the car better, smash that like button, subscribe to Auto Insight for more honest reviews just like this one, and drop a comment telling us, would you choose the GTS's raw V8 character or the hybrid flagship's brute force power? We read every comment, so let us know. Until next time, this has been Auto Insight. We'll see you in the next one.